It's been raining for over 24 hours straight. Like, hard raining. It's been like 36 hours. It rained all night. All day yesterday, all night the day before. The what? I thought we had to cross it. I was like, well, shit. Yeah, it's definitely up from last night, but so it's around 12:30. Finally packed up and headed out. The rain stopped just long enough to be able to efficiently pack up. We were hoping that the sun was going to come out and that it would stop raining, but that's not going to happen. And my tent is so wet that it's now just seeping through all the seams and everything, not just the ground, or the bottom of it stayed fine. I kind of plugged it up with a sock and then put a trash bag over that, so it kind of created like a vacuum seal. So I stayed dry when I was sleeping, but Mom's Z-Packs basically touches every part of her while she's sleeping, so it's everything that touches the wall gets condensation on it. And now everything that she has is wet, which isn't really a cause for concern in, you know, the warm-ish weather we have right now. The issue is that there's not going to be any sun all day to dry anything out. And we already did one night of camping with wet stuff. And so all that extra, like your camp towel or it's actually a cool towel, it's really absorbent that she uses for all that condensation, and my extra pair of socks, you know, my ball cap, all of that has already been used to dry out everything else so that we can have some semblance of dryness to sleep in. But now all that stuff's been used up, so we don't really have those options. So at this point, if the sun doesn't come out within the next 8 miles, we're gonna try and hitch into anywhere with a hotel. Newport or Blackburg. I haven't had service in like 36 hours, so I haven't even been able to look and Google search and see if there's any hostels or hotels or taxi services. So I'm just grateful that there's no bugs. It stopped raining for just a little bit. That's nice. We got a super long rest off of our feet. We were at that shelter for like 20 hours. And I got like 9 videos edited. So worst case scenario, we basically just took our Nero Zero, whatever it's going to end up being, like 4 days earlier than we wanted to. So it's not that big of a deal, and it's not dangerous, but it would be massively uncomfortable tonight. And if it's going to rain again, the shelter's going to be full again. So hey, at least last night the shelter was full of people that ordered pizza and beer. That was amazing. One of the thru hikers, Bahama Mama, she has a boyfriend and some friends that came by, literally packed in 60 beers and like 4 extra large pizzas. So it hasn't been all bad.
Another thing to do maybe sometimes, I know it's going to rain at night and it's not a cold night, leave the freaking quilt in the dry bag. You never know what the next day might bring, and you got a wet quilt.
Yeah. We just got trail magic at the road, and then we came across this. More freaking trail magic! And you know what? We need it. We freaking need it today. Hell yeah. I'm just gonna chug this thing. Let's go! I hope it does give us wings so we can fly through all this crap.
Yeah.
I hear a truck. I feel like a wild animal. Yep. Careful on this wood. It looks pretty slippery. Woo! That water is up and moving. Dang. Whew. Now we're about to climb, I think it's like 2,000 feet or 1,700 feet or something. I'm happy to be climbing. I want out of this little valley. It's a lot of water. But all things considered, yes, we're soaking wet and everything we own is soaking wet. And everything's heavy. Although my quilt is not wet. And I do have a dry shirt. So.
Hey, I just thought of something.
What?
If it's stormy and raining and crazy tomorrow, we decide we have to do a 90 Day Fiancé on tomorrow night.
Oh, new episode of 90 Day Fiancé. See? This is amazing. This is great. This is the best we could have hoped for. Crappy wetness. But I'm not kidding. The thought of me. I was sitting there butt naked for like 30 minutes on that trash bag trying to plug the hole in my tent. And I didn't want to put anything on because all of it was just soaking wet. And just like the mental image. Like, that is like such an Appalachian Trail moment. To sit butt naked and you smell your butt and your feet and like everything's like sticking to you and you're like filthy.
Sitting on a trash bag.
Sitting on a trash bag inside of your wet tent. Like, this is what dreams are made of, guys. Mm-hmm. I'm enjoying myself so much. I like it. I like the extreme nature of it. The like limb.
I'm too short to notice.
I like the adventure of it. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of fun. You know, whenever I've gotten to like serious situations in Arizona, like Can-Am crashes or flash floods while I'm tubing down the river, you never forget that. The nice days, the sunshine, you know.
Did you ever get caught in a hibachi?
A hibachi?
But I meant one of those dust ones.
Haboob.
Oh yeah.
No, not really. I'm not kind of stuck in a haboob. You kind of, yeah, Jacqueline has. That's a scary situation, but out here, like the nice days, the pleasant walks, they're so forgettable. We'll never forget this. So we're currently sitting here being worthless as these awesome guys pack up their trail magic, and we're gonna catch a ride into Blacksburg. Hey! That's Onion. He's a thru hiker from 2017.
Down to the mob of ponies.
And his uncle carrying that stove. So yeah, we're bailing. We haven't had to bail in 670 miles, and we're pulling the card today. We're out. So this is so nice. We were literally just talking. We're like, can you imagine having to hike right now? No, I can't. And honestly, I am so glad that I have a budget. That means I can get off the trail when stuff is like dangerously cold and wet. And now we're at the freaking Hilton. This is so nice. What?
This is the weirdest day of my life. I was laying.
Here, you hold it and tell him.
I was laying in my tiny little coffin tent this morning, digging out trash.
Wait, no, this is how you hold it. We're gonna teach you. Don't cover this because it's the mic. So hold it out as far as you can. That's the camera. And yeah, there you go.
Hi.
Tell him.
I was laying in my tent this morning.
Tell him, baby feet.
Sort of like a coffin, freezing cold, quilt's wet. I'm like, I have 2 articles of clothing that I have to keep dry, but I have nothing to keep them dry in, except for this garbage sack. So I'm digging out garbage and butts and mayonnaise packets that have been opened to get a dry bag to put my last 2 articles of clothing in. I probably should just turn it inside out. But you know, when you're in a panic, you don't think about stuff like that. So, yeah. And now I'm at the Hilton. Wow. It's amazing.
Dumplings for the rest of my life. What should we do?
Just saying.
Oh, all right. Good morning. Mom and I have been laying here for a while just talking about whether or not we were going to stay another night. We got in at like 5 or so yesterday, and we haven't done a resupply or anything. And she just goes, she's like, I don't even want to say it to you because I know you have anxiety too right now, but I have like freaking like PTSD. She's like, okay, get the camera out. Let's go. Which she's never said to me before, so you know it's serious. I'm going to hand this over, though. Here you go.
Yeah, I'm having a little anxiety this morning. I need to reevaluate my packing stuff. It's like any kind of problem. You gotta figure out what the issue is and fix it. I've got to find a better way to keep my shit dry because I'm having extreme flashback PTSD from freaking yesterday. Seriously, waking up with a wet quilt, not knowing if we were going to get a ride into town, and yeah, this stuff's serious out here. And you think, well, it's June, it's no big thing. You just hang your quilt up in the shelter and let it dry, and your clothes. Nothing's drying out here. It's like living under a sprinkler in your front yard in a plastic box. That's pretty much what it's like. So I've had anxiety issues in the past. I feel like they're getting a little worse lately just because of the stuff that's happening, but the way to deal with that is just to figure out where the anxiety is coming from, obviously, and try to fix it, because going home for me at this point is not an option. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But I didn't want to say anything to her because she struggles with a little bit of anxiety herself. So it's like, now she'll have anxiety because her mom has anxiety, and then I'll get anxious because my daughter's anxious, and it's like, it's just not a good place to go. So I think we're just going to go down and eat breakfast.
Yeah.
My solution for this situation is stay in this hotel until Tuesday when the weather is sunny. Because that shit ain't no joke.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we need to do that.
I don't think that's an option.
I think if we stay tonight, that means that tomorrow is raining and thunderstorms again. But at least it won't be. Well, we've seen rain for 6 or 7 days straight.
Yeah, it's not just a day or two.
So by Tuesday, we will have seen rain for, I think, 9 days straight. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, we kind of expected that there would be something like that. But luckily, we have the budget. We can escape when we need to for morale purposes, because that is a finite resource. And also, it's not safe to be 110 pounds like you are and be sleeping with wet clothes and a wet sleeping bag. You know, I'm fine. I'm like 150 now.
It's not safe for you either, because I will get up in the middle of the night, come into your tent, and strangle you for bringing me out here.
So, we're going to stay another night.
Sleep with one eye open.
You got holes in everything that you have. Your leggings, your socks.
Walk much?
I just started a warranty claim on my Darn Tough, so we'll see how that goes. Dang. Are those smart wool? No, they're in Gingy. Yeah.